We've always been vocal with even when you're not creating. Like it's always your tweets, it's always your
It's always
stories, it's
something.
always something. It's
Yeah.
always like, yeah, it's always something.
It's the
And
fire sign in me.
yeah,
It's always something.
you're an Aries.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So like when does that come from your childhood, how you were brought up? Does it come from just the schools you went to? Does it
Just
come
always
from
doing something.
always like wanting to be
And it's just
vocal,
me.
always, yeah,
That's just my energy.
yeah,
I've always been vocal, even when I was ignorant. It's like so loud, but so loud, but so dumb or something. You're giving nothing, but so loud.
then it's okay.
That's me. That's me criticizing my Facebook post. Oh my gosh, so loud for totally nothing. Criticizing myself, like, oh my gosh, look at her. Now, what is she saying? That's me. Every day I criticize myself. I criticize myself for shit I did like last year,
Yeah,
for things I did like beginning of the year. But it's growth. It's like the growth in me. Nowadays I just pull back. It's just like think about it first.
yeah,
And then like but there's no shame in just speaking out and being corrected, because if you're not speaking out, if you're not being corrected,
yeah.
you're
And
simply not
I was
moving.
even going to connect that with the mental health thing. Like you've been one of the few people who's very vocal about even the therapy process, the tools you can pick from therapy. I think I've read one or two things from you,
Yeah.
and it's very detailed, very researched, or very like informed from whatever sources you get. And what's your take on that with artists and their mental health state,
Yeah.
rappers, musicians? Like, how do you navigate like those moments?
First of all, the reason I do the research is because I wanted to be a psychologist, like a clinical psychologist, and therapist, or just somebody in that like counseling, avenue. But then going to school for it is another thing. Like it's a lot of money. That's all I need. That's all I mean to say. So I like being vocal about it because I go through it. I feel like if I wasn't as vocal, I wouldn't have gotten the help that I needed, or I wouldn't have gotten the support or the community that I needed, or people in my life who just point me towards, read this, call this, talk to me, and all that. I wouldn't have known the things that I know now because I've had to go through, people actually telling me how to go about something. And yeah, and that's why I am. It's just like recent, not even, yeah, actually, even recently. Like every single time I mention something like, this is just an example, something like RSD, and it's just like, oh, what is that? It's just like rejection syndrome, rejection sensitive dysphoria. And it's like a lot of people, even those who have it, don't know that they do. And it's good to actually identify if you do have it because it helps you navigate life easier because you're way in your mind about rejection, criticism, about no's, about what you do wrong, about how you acted. You start overthinking to points where you get anxiety for weeks or you get depression for months. But once you identify it and you actually know there are things you can't control, and we all mess up. We all act a fool. We all become clowns. Like we're meant to, we all get criticized. We don't know it all. Once you get to know that, and trying to control what other people think about you, there's that as well. It's like, oh, so what do they think about me? Like, yeah, how I present myself. So you limit yourself and how you act around people and what you say, and if you need to say more, yeah, or less, like such an example. So that's why I'm vocal, because it's like this has helped me, like once I presented this, because for me I'm always like, yeah, just ask your therapist or or whichever, professional, if this could be the case, because I may be wrong. However, it's presenting as this.
Okay.
That's why it's good to take care of your mind. It's just how you take care of your body. If your mind is not okay, then your body will start failing you eventually. Yeah, it's all connected. So, and as creatives, I feel like we're more prone to like depression and anxiety and whatever because we're in a profession or we're in an area where everything is so uncertain. Like you cannot predict where you'll be next year. You cannot predict if you'll still be having a steady income. You have to have a side hustle. You have to do A, B, C, D to be consistent. You have to release songs. What if I don't want to release songs for a year? Am I releasing songs because, I just want to eat. I want to have a place to live. I want clothes on my back. Yeah. Yeah. So we have we go through a lot, and so just being like you're not alone, like I promise you. However, it's like someone feels, oh, but you're in a better position, you're in a better situation. It's like, I wish you knew right now. So yeah, I feel like we should all take care of ourselves mentally. We should all reset. We should all plug out of social media. Sometimes we should all look for something, therapy, something that can help us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is.
Okay.
Yeah.